Hey guys, this is the Mental Health Perspective with Danny Moore, and today I was scrolling through social media and I saw an interesting video about Meek Mill being instrumental in changing a bill in Pennsylvania for probation. So I thought that was really awesome. I'm gonna show the video and then we'll talk about it after.
I crossed the Ben Franklin to go pick my mom up to take my son to school in New Jersey. I was actually committing crime the whole time from technical violations. And I didn't have any way to get around that because I already was in jail my whole 20s. My son seen me in prison and I wanted to take my son to school. So I thought that it's either I'm going to go to jail, I'm going to take my son to school. And, I ended up taking my son to school. So I want to thank you guys here today. I don't want to get emotional because it's a lot. You don't gotta clap. We all grew up in the streets and we try to be better, but they labeled us felons, sent us back to jail. I had to fight against that the whole time to gain my respect and be who I am today, and I'm proud of that. People know I don't even really drop tears, but I want to say this because there's a lot of young men that follow me in the street and they don't really know what I go through to even be in these places with government officials, to even change my life, to get on the stage, to be able to speak for a lot of people. I didn't ask for this position. I don't want to do it. It's not for clout. It's something that I stand for. It's something that I live for, and I appreciate y'all for helping me.
Right. So as you can see, that man deserves his flowers. Real emotion right there. He became emotional in the video. And I just think it's beautiful as we transition from 2023 to 2024 to see Black men showing emotion publicly without being reprimanded, without being talked about or made to look like they're weak, right? We live in a society where men don't have a lot of space to express emotions like that and be vulnerable, and that's unfortunate because this goes back so far, going back to slavery and just has continued through time where men just don't feel comfortable expressing emotion. And then when we look at the theory of intersectionality, we look at the intersection or the interplay between race and gender. So being a man and being a Black man at that, and how challenging that is for that extra layer of just constraint on men to express emotion. So I love to see it. I want to challenge more men to be vulnerable with the expression of their feelings. We're here for you. We support you. And that was just raw. That was just beautiful. He's proud, and he deserves to be proud for something that has impacted his life. Obviously, with him being an ex-con, and he's living this every day. You heard him say, when he's just trying to pick his son up, he's in violation from just trying to pick his son up from school, trying to do the right thing, right? Men are always, stigmatized as and stereotyped as not being involved. And here's a man saying, hey, I'm trying to go over here to go get him. But just by trying to go get him, I'm just committing the biggest crime and risking my freedom. So whatever he had to do to be in those spaces and make those changes, I'm here for it. He is influential, and it's about the impact, right? Look at him. He is a Grammy award winning. He is talented, famous. He is using his platform. He could just be using it for whatever, right? But, unlike many, he's doing the noble thing and using his platform to promote positive change and being about that life, being about that action. And so, yes, very commendable. But, when I look at stories like this, I see the Cardi B, right? I see the stories of all the things that are happening in the media right now. And it's a lots of drama. But I feel like stories like his, with him being instrumental, especially as we going into election year 2024, I wonder why stories like this are buried. I feel like there's just not a lot of exposure of stories like this, where you see a Black man being instrumental in changing and being a voice and a change agent for something that impacts so many men of color, right? So, and I asked myself, like, why is this story and other, actions and the community actions like this being suppressed? And I think about recidivism. I think about the prison industrial complex, right? Where people are making lots of money, millions and millions of money to keep men of color suppressed in these prisons, in these private prisons, getting kickbacks. So there's no incentive, right, for pushing narratives of success in Black communities, for example, and showing narratives of, positive things that are going to change the narrative for Black men and keep us out of those stereotypes, right? So, we know that currently, I don't know if you guys are familiar with recidivism rates, but recidivism has to do with the likelihood of a man who has been previously incarcerated, or a man or a woman, going back to prison, right? It's the likelihood of them, the rates, and this data is tracked nationally across the states. And for Pennsylvania in particular, where this probation bill was passed, we see the recidivism rates are anywhere from 47.1% currently to 53%, anywhere from that range, right? These are reported numbers. So there is a little range there, but that's half the people that go to prison are going back. So, like I said, there's a whole movement of money being pushed towards private industrial prison complex. So it's like they don't want reform. They don't want, support for ex-felons and keeping them out of prison. They want to keep them in prison so they can keep their money flowing. And so we just always have to look at, things from a different perspective, right? And look at the systems that are at play when we're looking at why things are the way they are and why things haven't changed. Why did it take all these years for a bill of this nature to come about, right? So again, I respect Meek Mill for pushing this bill forward, and this is action right here. And I just feel like, if we had more men of his caliber and, with his influence and with his fame to be making moves like this and step into the political arena, like make a name for yourself. This is what we need for the culture. So again, kudos to you, big flowers, much respect. If you guys like what you see and what you're hearing, this is the type of commentary that we provide on this channel, The Mental Health Perspective. We're going to be looking at sociological perspectives, different theories, different perspectives related to mental health. So please subscribe, hit the like button, and comment below. What do you guys think about this bill? What do you think about those recidivism rate? Have you checked out the recidivism rate in your state? Check that out. Just a little food for thought. See you next time.